Now, the pinnacle of sporting achievements is considered to be an Olympic medal. The pinnacle of being a sporting country is to not just win the medals and produce champions who grow and mature to become medal winners, but also to develop the necessary infrastructure, strengthen the roots, and develop a strong sporting culture that gives birth to champions. Now, from a point where India were also rans at Olympic events and a fourth place finish was lauded and celebrated as path-breaking achievements, to now hosting countries all over the world in the very prestigious IOC session. It's been a huge transition. As a country where they are fighting to lead the reform and change in sport the world over, and also fighting to change the perception of the world, to see India as a front runner when it comes to being a sporting country. So what is an IOC session? The International Olympic Committee is the body, of course, that governs sport the world over. And they hold these sessions once in a year. These sessions are, of course, held to take important decisions like choosing a president, making ratifications that affect sport or the functioning of sport the world over, and choosing an Olympic host country. Now, the very first time that an IOC session took place in India was 40 years ago in 1983 in New Delhi, which was the 86th edition of such sessions. And what India is proving now is that it is not a one-trick pony. Cricket is no longer the only sporting brand that defines the country. The country is on the path to developing itself as a hub for sporting disciplines to thrive and succeed. The recently concluded Asian Games bears testament to that. Athletes at Hangzhou pulled off a show for the world to watch. The performance at the Asian Games has set the perfect backdrop for India's Olympic aspirations to kick off. A desire announced by the Prime Minister himself.
सबके सामने 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की भावना जरूर रखना चाहूंगा। भारत अपनी धरती पर ओलंपिक्स का आयोजन करने के लिए बहुत उत्साहित है। साल 2036 में भारत में ओलंपिक्स का सफल आयोजन हो, इसके लिए भारत अपने प्रयासों में कोई कमी नहीं रखेगा। ये 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का बरसों पुराना सपना है।
Quite a stirring speech there by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, announcing India's desire and commitment towards wanting to host the 2036 edition of Olympics here in India. And we're already getting there as a host for multiple international events over the years. Now, if you just take a look at all the top events that India has hosted, from the Commonwealth Games to the Cricket World Cup that's underway right now, India is not a newbie in the ring when it comes to hosting international meets. It has held several of them, dating way back as early as the 1950s. And next year, it is hosting its first World Shooting Para Sport. And the meeting is a massive leap towards India's Olympic quest. We saw India's abysmal performance at the 2016 Rio Games. To then straight away recording the best ever medal haul in Tokyo, India is striving to be a leader in the world of sports. The other shot in the arm, of course, coming from the event is the possible green light to cricket being included in the 2028 Olympic edition. All of this is not something that has come about overnight. The rapid strides India has made in sports is owing to all the efforts, the finances, and the focus on infrastructure from the grassroots level up. It is the many efforts of India's IOC member-elect Neeta Ambani in sports, and to sort of give that impetus at the grassroots level, and investing in athletes to help them perform. She has heralded the start of a new era by focusing on building something from the ground up. Athletes like Kishore Jena and Jyoti Yaraji are proof of her contributions. Other companies too, like JSW, have played their part in taking India's quest for success, especially at the world stage, forward. Athletes like Neeraj Chopra are in fact supported by them. When India bid for the rights to host the IOC session, it received an overwhelming response with 99% of votes coming in favor of that. To receive that sort of support means the international sporting community views India as a superpower in sport. The IOC session is just a means to reach that end goal. Let's hope then that India's dream to host an Olympics too is met with equally little resistance. And finally, it's time to end the show now. And on Last Serve today, in the subcontinent, cricket is more than just a sport. We often say the result is a matter of life and death, and sometimes it really is. Just like this fan we told you about earlier, he wanted to watch India play desperately, lest life doesn't allow him another opportunity. He has just had heart surgery. That's the power of sport. The memories outlive the match. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
I always try to catch the World Cup. This is my 5th World Cup, and I enjoy cricket. Hopefully one more after this, but this is main one. So, because it's in India.
Even though he had an open heart surgery, he just wanted to see.
Yeah, but God knows if I'm going to be around or not. But I will. Oh yeah, I'd like to see 1 or 2 more.
It's the dream of every cricketer, the ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams. Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.